It may seem like a unique situation, but it tends to happen all of the time. You get laid off from your job due to things both in and out of your control. You are rushed with a flood of understandable emotions. You may feel as if you are no longer worthy of working in your field or industry. If a company can let you go without doing anything wrong, then why would another company want to employ you? Then, like a bit of emotional whiplash, the company reaches back out to you and offers you your job back. And, like the sweet nothings of a relationship rekindling, you start to think of the idea. Should you return to the job that laid you off? Should you take them back? There are thousands of songs and movies about longing for an ex-relationship, but there are none about the emotional puzzle of longing for an ex-job. Here's what to do when a job reaches back out to you after laying you off. Number 1, it's important to remember why you were laid off. If you were laid off from a company and you didn't enjoy your job or see a true future there, why return? Why would you believe things would be different this time around? If you were laid off due to poor performance on your end, returning could be an opportunity to reholster your future career. You have been offered another opportunity at the company, and you should seriously consider taking it. Not only can you prove to the company that you have fixed your mistakes, but you can continue to build a promising resume for future opportunities. If you loved your job but you were laid off for things out of your control, like company downsizing or financial situations, you may want to return if they can guarantee job security. Number 2, how long were you laid off for? Consider all of the things you liked and disliked about the old job. Are your favorite employees and supervisors still on the team? Has new ownership jumped in? Will it be the same job you used to love? After a long enough period, returning to your old job may not even be considered returning to your old job. The landscape may have been completely reformed. There may be an entirely new team and entirely new policies. The company culture may have shifted completely, leaving ideals you aligned with behind. If it has been a significant amount of time, remember that you may need to consider it a whole new job. Interview and ask questions as if you haven't worked there before. If you know any employees still on board, reach out to them with any questions considering the company, if legally allowed. You could find yourself in an entirely new situation or the exact same one as before, for better or for worse, depending on your experience. And finally, if you decide to return, there are a few crucial things to keep in mind. First, never hold grudges. If you are upset at certain supervisors for gunning the layoff, let it go. The situation has already happened and it may have been out of their control. You have been brought back, so you are obviously worthy enough of looking twice at. If you are mad at fellow employees for keeping their jobs while yours was cut, let it go too. It may not have been their fault. Take a deep breath and let any past animosity go. It's time to treat this like a refresh and build for a brighter future, work relationships included. 2, make new working relationships. Take the time to get to know your new teammates as if you are new to the job. It may be intimidating for them to have a former employee return. It may cause them to question their job security as new employees. Introduce yourself to them and start new relationships. And never speak of why or how you were laid off. It's unnecessary to talk badly about the company you are employed by, even if things were difficult before. And finally, reevaluate yourself. Why were you laid off? Why weren't you important enough to keep during the downsizing? Was your performance that bad? Why did you fall into those bad work habits? Regardless of whose fault it was, getting laid off should call for a period of reflection. Something went wrong and now is the time to analyze it. If you were unhappy or unmotivated, you don't want to re-enter the job and quickly return to the same scenarios. You need to find out why it was happening in the first place. You need to get better. And those are some of our tips regarding whether or not you should return to your former employee. For the entire list in more detail, head over to our article, Should You Return to a Job That Laid You Off? Ultimate Guide. As always, this is Tier 2 Tech. Go out and win the day.